Today we are surrounded by very inspiring women. I would like to thank the President of Dato Sri Wan Azizah Wan Ismail, wife of the Prime Minister, and for those who do not know, former Deputy Prime Minister of Malaysia herself. Let us give her a round of applause. Wan Azizah is not just a women icon, she's a Malaysian icon, and she's also the symbol of resilience and quiet strength. I've personally witnessed her making very tough political decisions as the president of her party and also the leader of our coalition when Prime Minister Anwar was in prison in the wilderness years. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of Dato' Maimunah. She was the highest ranked Malaysian ever in the United Nations system. And I think these are women that we're proud of, not just because they are women, but they are women who have made it, and not just for themselves, but they lead the nation, they lead United Nations system as equal to everyone. This forum brings together women leaders, entrepreneurs, policymakers, and change makers from across ASEAN and around the world. The theme, Women Leaders Beyond Borders, Shaping the Future of the ASEAN She Economy, is very ambitious. But to meet the aspiration, we need to act very boldly. The ASEAN theme for this year, which is chaired by Malaysia, is Inclusivity and Sustainability. Now, I would just like to share a bit about how I think Malaysia fared very well and also what we have to improve on the women economic front. Malaysia offered the example of relatively high women participation in economic decision making, but contradictory, relatively low female labor participation rate. This is something that all of us will have to deal with in the years to come. How to sustain and increase even more of women at the decision-making level, but at the same time also lift as many women as possible so that they enter the formal labor force. About 65% of Malaysian public university students are women, indicating a very high enrollment rate of women compared to men. However, the balance changes upon these graduates entering the workforce. The female labor participation rate in Malaysia is 56% compared to 82% for men, and this rate is much lower compared to our Southeast Asian peers. But Malaysia's success is interesting. 58% of the civil service are women, and 42% of women are at the decision level in the civil service, which is very high by the standards of developing nations, and particularly by Muslim majority developing nations. And interestingly, MITI is 69% women. So very soon, the joke within MITI is very soon that there will be a need for a male quota, just like today. From 2023 onwards, Malaysia has mandated 30% of public board membership to be constituted by women, and compliance is high. So on the corporate front, women participation at decision-making level is increasingly quite high by regional standard. This means at the making level of businesses and government, women are making tremendous ground. Yet the overall female labor participation rate is low. Why is this happening? In part because over the last 3 decades or more, the Malaysian economy has been very much dependent on unskilled foreign labor, and because we hire unskilled foreign labor, there isn't incentive for corporations to move up and to hire more women and to make it more possible for women to enter formal workforce. We must change this. Malaysia has a chance for a second economic takeoff after decades of stagnation, and with our economy moving up the value chain, we need more skilled workers and a higher wage level to attract more women into the formal labor force. A tight labor market will encourage employers to pay more and pay more attention to make it possible for women to sustain in the workforce, not just enter the workforce, but also sustain throughout the years. Because in many instances, women participation in the labor force is low, in part because women has to deal with childbirth and also growing of kids. And therefore, for the system and for our economy to sustain as many women in the formal workforce, we need to do more in order to keep them in the workforce. We also need a strong care economy. Societies need to build much stronger societal conditions such as healthcare, childcare, aged care, which will lead to stronger services sector in all society, across the society, but also help women to stay in the workforce longer, and also help women to get many of the care jobs as well. Prime Minister Dr. Sri Anwar Ibrahim has a vision of the Malaysian MADANI economy, which is with the aim to raise both the ceiling and also the floor for all Malaysians. And when we design the ASEAN theme, Prime Minister thinking about a MADANI economy is central to that we want to create an inclusive economy and also an inclusive society. At the same time, inclusivity has to couple with sustainability. Sustainability in all senses, including environment and also societal sustainability. It is important that Malaysia and ASEAN economies collectively set a floor to ensure that there is no race to the bottom in wage suppressions, as women will be most hurt. The more women are paid better and the longer women stay in the workforce, the richer the family would be and the richer the whole of nation would be. I hope Women Economic Forum ASEAN 2025 from today until 31st of June, among other things, will discuss ideas and ways not only to increase women economic participation at the leadership level, but also together get more women into the formal workforce in Malaysia and in ASEAN. With that, I thank you very much, and I hope this will be a great conference session. Thank you.